Let me start with a confession. I love draft season. Not because I think anyone has it solved, I love it because every year grown adults with spreadsheets and credentials convince themselves they can predict the future. And then a 19-year-old shows up, plays 3 minutes, tweaks an ankle, and the entire take collapses. That's the NBA draft. It's projection mixed with film, mixed with context, mixed with hope. And hope has cooked more front offices than any zone defense ever has. Before we jump in, quick thing. I looked at the numbers and it turns out a lot of people watching these videos are those who are not subscribers yet. So if you keep coming back, you might as well lock it in. Alright, today I'm not doing the lazy bus talk. It's February. Nobody's career is over, but I am doing something real. 5 teams from the 2025 draft who already have reasons to feel uneasy. Not because the rookies are automatically bad, because of roles, minutes, fit, and what the picks around them are doing right now. And I'm gonna frame it like this. If you're a front office, regret doesn't start with one terrible game. Regret starts when you watch the next pick play real minutes while your guy's still learning your arena's Wi-Fi password. So let's run through the 5 situations that feel shaky. And I want you to keep one question in your head the whole time. If you had a redo today, would you make the same pick? Number 1. Brooklyn and another guard problem? Let's start with the weirdest draft night. Brooklyn had 5 first-round picks. 5. That's a once-in-a-lifetime stash. That's a chance to build an identity in one night. Instead, they came out with overlapping guards like they were shopping in bulk. They used the lottery pick on Yegor Diomin.
The 8th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Yegor Diomin.
Big point guard. Real playmaking at his size, and a jumper that looked like it was coming. Then at pick number 19, they took Nolan Traore, another point guard. More classic quick burst, more on-ball creation. So here's the obvious question. Why would you use pick 26 on a third guard whose main appeal is also playmaking? And yet that's what happened with Ben Saraf. Even on draft night, people were confused because it felt redundant before he even played a minute. And look, redundancy can work if one guy clearly pops. If Saraf came in and was instantly a bucket, nobody would care. But the opposite happened. As the season went on, his role got smaller, and the production hasn't forced the coaching staff to keep him out there. Right now, he's averaging 5 points and 2 assists per game. He's turning it over almost as often as he's getting assists. He's shooting 32.5% from the field. He's shooting 26% from deep. So, what's the value add? If you're not scoring efficiently, not protecting the ball, and not separating yourself from the other guards in the roster, you become the odd man out. And that's the regret. It's not even this kid is hopeless. It's why did we draft this archetype again when we could have taken a wing, a defender, a shooter, or a big? With 5 first-round picks, you're supposed to diversify. Brooklyn doubled down. Then doubled down again. And now it looks like they used a first-round pick to create a traffic jam. Number 2. Phoenix in the top 10 who doesn't play. Now let's talk Phoenix. The Suns took Common Maluach 10th overall, top 10. In a class that, so far, is producing real contributors. And the rough part is Phoenix actually looks competitive again. They've bounced back. They're in the playoff mix out west, and their perimeter pieces make sense. Dillon Brooks gives them edge in defense. Devin Booker is still the leader and main playmaker. They have shooting on the wings, so the ecosystem isn't broken. But then you look at their paint minutes and you start squinting, because you'd think a top 10 center prospect would get at least a small role, even 8 minutes, even set screens, protect the rim, run. But here's what's happening. Mark Williams starts and has been solid. He's an anchor, but he's only playing 24 minutes per game. That's not heavy minute starter. Nick Richards has been the normal backup, and he's been injured for weeks. And even with the injured backup, he's still not playing. So this should be the opening. And yet Maluwach still can't crack the rotation. Phoenix has leaned into smaller lineups instead, with Oso Ighodaro playing the small ball center minutes. Maluwach has basically only touched the court in garbage time, halfway through the season. That's brutal for the 10th pick. Now I get the context. Maluwach came in raw, big tools, long timeline, but development needs reps. You don't learn NBA physicality by watching it. You'll learn it when a veteran puts a shoulder in your chest on a roll and the ref looks at you like, get stronger. So if Phoenix is trying to win right now, the question is simple. Why take a long-term project in the top 10 if you're not prepared to play him through mistakes? Especially when players drafted right after him like Cedric Coward and Derek Queen are already giving teams real minutes. Phoenix might still be right long-term, but right now it's a tough look because you can't help a contender from the bench, and you definitely can't help a contender from the bench in warm-ups. Number 3. Portland and the Combine Hype Trap. Portland's pick is the most classic draft season brain story. They took Yang Hansen 16th, and for almost the entire pre-draft process, Hansen was seen as second-round talent. Then the Combine happened. He dominated the scrimmages. 7'1", passing feel, advanced post footwork, range out to the three-point line, high basketball IQ. And in the era where Nikola Jokic exists, general managers are obsessed with finding the next big who can run offense. So Hansen's stock shot up. But even then, most people thought late first round maybe. He wasn't even invited to the green room on draft night. Nobody expected a mid-first. Then Portland calls his name at 16.
With the 16th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Yang Hansen.
He literally has to walk down from the crowd. Great moment. Fun story. Now the league part starts, and the league's where stories get tested. So far, Hansen struggled to earn meaningful minutes. And this isn't only a roster logjam thing. It's adjustment, speed of play, defensive survival. He's slow-footed, and teams attack him. And for a center, that's deadly. Because in today's NBA, if you're a negative defender at center, you have to be a real offensive hub to justify it. You have to punish switches. You have to make reads on the short roll. You have to create easy shots for teammates. Right now, he's not doing that.
Your growth and development as a young player, making shots. Jab step, Hansen behind the back, spins on Eubanks to the rim, and he gets it to go!
He's averaging 2 points per game. He's shooting 22.2% from the field. He's shooting 0% from deep. And he's turning it over more often than he's getting assists. The last part matters because the passing was part of the pitch. And here's the bigger lesson. There's a difference between combine scrimmages and NBA games. Combine scrimmages are useful, but they are not the NBA. NBA athletes close gaps faster. NBA coaches game plan your weakness. NBA guards put you in actions until you break. So Portland's biggest regret isn't we drafted a bad player, it's did we draft a moment? If you could redo pick 16 today, do you still bet on the combine rise? Or do you take a safer profile who can at least stay on the floor? Number 4. San Antonio and the safe pick that isn't safe. San Antonio took Carter Bryant 14th overall, the last lottery pick. Even on draft night, some people called it a reach. Bryant was seen as a safe option. Lower ceiling, higher floor, a plug-and-play 3-and-D type, 6'8", good size, and at Arizona, he hit 37% of his threes. But the details matter. He only took about 2 threes per game. That's low volume. So you're betting that the percentage will hold when the attempts go up, the line gets deeper, and defenders close out harder. So far, it hasn't held. In the NBA, Bryant has struggled on offense. He's not an on-ball creator. He's not giving you secondary playmaking. He's basically a finisher and a defender. And right now, even the finishing isn't there.
Maintains, are going right back into the negative look. Vassell with the hook pass.
He's averaging 2 points per game. He's shooting 35% from the field. He's shooting 26% from deep. His defense gets him spot minutes. He can move his feet. He can use length. He can navigate some actions. But the lack of offense is why he can't lock down a consistent rotation role. And this is where the safe pick label gets dangerous. Because a safe pick is supposed to give you at least one bankable skill right away. If the shooting isn't real yet and he doesn't create, then what exactly is the floor? San Antonio drafted him partly because they wanted someone NBA ready while gearing up to push for a playoff run. I understand the idea. But lottery picks are too valuable to spend on a player who might not be playable in the games that matter. And that's the regret feeling. Not panic, just the quiet voice that says, we used the 14th pick on a guy who needs a lot of development anyway. Number 5. Chicago and the most frustrating kind of setback. Chicago's case is the one that makes you sigh, because it's not really about skill right now. It's about a slow start and a long runway. The Bulls took Noah Esingay 12th overall. He came over with real tools, big frame, long arms, real athletic pop, fluid mover at power forward, the kind of prospect teams take because they see the outline of a future starter. Chicago hasn't rushed him into an NBA rotation. He's only appeared in 2 preseason games for 6 total minutes.
Jam-packed game. Esingay going to work. Mid-range pull-up is good.
Since then, the Bulls have assigned him to the G League for development. In the G League, he averaged over 20 points per game. So this isn't an injury story. It's a patience story. And patience is tough when you're a lottery pick, because fans expect instant minutes. And front offices feel the pressure too. Because if you're Chicago, you're still looking at the draft board with that anxious feeling. Because Derek Queen went right after him. And Queen's been one of the most productive rookies all season, looking like a triple-double threat at center. The guy picked 2 spots after him is already playing 20 minutes per night. And Chicago has a big roster issue coming because Nikola Vucevic is expected to be gone in the summer. So you see why this stings. Even if Esingay ends up being good, not having a real rookie season rotation role slows the evaluation. It slows the development pace. It slows everything. So what's the real theme here? It's not these players are doomed, it's that the early returns are not matching the pick value, especially when you compare them to the players drafted near them. And in a strong draft class, that comparison is unavoidable. Every night, you see the guy taking 2 picks after your guy. He's playing, he's contributing, and your pick is either hurt, buried, or struggling to stay on the floor. That's how regret starts. Now with the headline, with 1,000 small moments. Now I want to throw it back to you. Which one of these teams has the easiest fix? Phoenix could solve a lot of this by simply giving Maluach real minutes, even if it's ugly at first. Brooklyn has to decide if they want 3 similar guards or an actual roster balance. Portland has to get Hansen to survive defensively long enough to develop the fun stuff. San Antonio needs Bryant to hit open threes, because that's the whole point of his archetype. Chicago just needs time and reps, and that's the hardest thing to sell when fans want results today. So, what do you think? 2 years from now, which pick looks worst? And which one flips the story and makes everyone pretend they always saw it coming? Because you know what happens. The NBA loves a receipts moment.